blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time.
All right. Welcome back to Moments with Myra. Today's episode is about courage, faith, and the kind of strength that only shows up when life tests you most. My guest, Lakeisha Brown, is a true warrior, a woman who faced one of life's toughest battles, a cancer diagnosis, and still found faith and purpose in the fire. Lakeisha, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
I know your story is going to bless a lot of people, so I really, really appreciate it. So, before your diagnosis, what was life like for you? What kind of season were you in?
So I was happy. Honestly, I was celebrating my birthday before I found out. I was celebrating my birthday. My husband did the works for me. He had the chef. We went on dates. We did all sorts of things. I knew I was going through something, but I thought due to me having fibroids, I just kept marking everything off to just being a fibroid symptom.
Mm-hmm. And go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh no. And as time went on, that's when everything started going downhill right after my birthday 2 years ago.
Wow. I think because I know how special birthdays are to you, because I'm the same way. Like everything shuts down.
Yeah. The whole month is just me. It's about
me. Yeah, honey. Yes. Now, I want to ask you, since that's kind of connected with your birthday now, your diagnosis and finding out everything that was going on, how are your birthdays now that you're through it and you're on the other side? Does it make you sad? Do you celebrate still being alive and being healthy? What's your feelings around your birthday?
I'm still, my husband don't give me time to gloat. And my older kids don't give me time to gloat. So when I do have like moments where I be like, I may not feel like doing something, they be like, girl, come on. We ain't got time for that because you here and you fine, so come on and go.
Yes.
And even if you is aching, take a Tylenol or something and come on and let's get out the house.
And keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
So when you first heard the words, you have cancer, what went through your mind?
So when I first found out I had cancer, I had right after my birthday. Matter of fact, the day we was leaving Raleigh, North Carolina from celebrate my birthday, I had to go to the ER because I couldn't. I had like really bad pressure and like a whole lot of pain. So when I got there, they told me that my body was on 2% of blood flow. Like my body was shutting down the entire time and I didn't know it. So they put in for me to have a full hysterectomy. So from April till July, my mind was just on the hysterectomy. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get this done. I don't want no more kids. I have 5 kids. I'm okay with the kid situation.
Good.
So I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and get this done and then I'll be fine. Right after the day after I came from the hospital from having my hysterectomy, my doctor who did it said they found cancer. And I'm still going through the surgeries, body wise or whatever. And I cried for like 3 days straight. And I told my husband right then and there when they told me, but we didn't tell nobody else till like 5 months, 4 to 5 months later.
Okay.
We just kept it to ourselves. But I'm sure my kids saw me crying all the time and kept probably wondering why their mama be looking sad and everything. But it took a toll on me because back when I had my daughter, they told me that I was in the stages of kind of like leukemia,
Mm-hmm.
but they couldn't quite call it that yet. So they gave me chemo for that. So
Okay.
it took me back like, okay, now again I'm about to go through something else, through all the other stuff I've been through, and now this is something is coming back on me, and I'm like, well, maybe I don't know what to do. I don't know where to turn, what to do, how to feel. All I know is I can't leave my babies.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can imagine you, because me knowing you personally, I know how you show up for everybody else. I know how you're there when people need you. And I can't imagine you and your husband keeping that to yourself like that. Like, how did you go on? How was you saving face? How was you pushing through? Was it just the fact that you were already in fight mode and you knew that you had to be here for those babies? Or what
Yeah.
was your motivation for just pushing through without having the support system around you immediately?
I think after the second month, I broke down and I told my sister, but I didn't want to tell anyone else because I don't like sympathy from a
Mm,
lot of people. And that sympathy love is a complete different love from just having regular love. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like they look at you like if you sneeze, your body gonna fall apart.
yeah,
Like and that's what I don't want from, and my family gives that a lot. And my husband's family gives that a lot. And I just did not want to deal with that. So my husband was like, the best thing to do is we don't know what stage it is. We
mhm,
don't know much about it until you get the biopsy and everything done. And then we'll go from there. So he told me, let's keep it a secret. Let's not share the word with everybody until we talk to our kids. And my mom lived here with me, so it was hard for me keeping it from her.
yeah. Because mama knows.
Yeah, and she cried more than I cried. So I was like, if I tell her every time she see me, she gonna just break down and cry
Yeah,
coming out of her room. And I didn't want her to be sad all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like I just wanted to just let me get over this mentally before I have to deal with everybody else's emotions.
exactly. Because I think a lot of times when something like that happens, someone that you love or close to gets a diagnosis of cancer or any type of illness or whatever, I honestly think it's smart the way you and Step did it, because it allows you to go through your emotions that you feel, deal with it, be angry, whatever way it is you need to feel about it. Because people don't realize, even though they think that they're showing up for you, sometimes they're putting their worries and fears onto you. And you're sitting there like, well, shoot, I was okay until I called Myra and she
Yeah.
started crying. So I
Mhm.
can definitely understand why you guys did it that way. But I know that it was hard with your mom and everything, being there so close and trying to keep it from her. Now, once you guys did decide to go ahead and let the family know what was going on, how did the kids react? What was the response from the rest of the family?
So I have two older kids that I adopted when they was younger.
Mm-hmm.
One of them I adopted when he was like 4 years old, and his sister I took him when she was like 6. And when me and Stefan met, we just went ahead. He thought they was naturally mine, but they really weren't. But I had them for so long. I raised them. So me telling them was harder than telling my smaller kids. Because in a sense, me and my two older ones kind of grew up
Up
together.
together. Mm-hmm.
So they was like, my oldest son, he's a mama's boy. So for everything that goes on in his life, mama, mama. So for me telling him, put it it put a whole lot of weight on him, and
Mm-hmm.
he was like so fearful of losing me. And my daughter, she felt the same way. But my third daughter, my 13-year-old Kanisha, she cried so long. She cried for so long. My second daughter, Lamaria, she's the one with the health issues.
Mm-hmm.
She don't show emotion too much. So it's hard to kind of tell what she's feeling, because she just look at you and be like, oh, okay, and walk off.
Mm-hmm.
And my baby boy, he just wouldn't let me go.
Juju on the beat.
Juju on the beat. He wouldn't let me go. That's a baby's mama's boy too. Like him and my oldest son, they compete on who will lay in the bed with me or be in the room with me all the time.
But I'm just so thankful, though, for you being surrounded by all of the love and all of the caring and stuff. Just anyway, so because of the relationship and how close your families are, you got the support anyway. But I'm just so thankful because it takes a toll on you.
It
So, like,
does.
when you were going through treatment and recovery, that takes not just a physical toll, but also an emotional and a spiritual toll. How did you get through that? Because I know for me, when my best friend, when she had cancer, I had a hard time spiritually because she did everything right. She ate right. She, exercised everything right that I wasn't doing. She did right. And so in that moment, I still knew that God existed, but I had a hard time even praying. I was just so angry. So during those times spiritually and stuff, how did you get through those moments, especially when you first started your treatments and stuff?
Um, we are a very spiritual family. Also, and me and my husband, we play a lot of roles in our churches, and well, in the church me and him attend together. For a second, it did bother me for a while because I was like, okay, God, you've been throwing a lot of curveballs at me. My very first natural child that I had, uh, she comes out and she's sickly. So
Mm,
not only did I have to deal with this, and then when my oldest son, when he was born from his mom and she didn't want him no more, I had as a just graduating high school, I took on being a mother to
mm,
some kids that wasn't mine. So I was like, and then I dealt with my daughter's sickness for so long, and them telling me she wasn't going to live past the age of 8. It was just so much coming back to my mind, and I was like, well, why did you bother? Like, what did I sign up for this or something? Because if my past life did, Lord, mark me off the paper. This ain't what I want. like, like. And then my mom used to always tell me, she said, "Well, God gives the toughest battles," and I be like, "Well, tell Jesus, I don't want to be battling no more. Okay, I think I battled enough. Give it to the next person." But it took me some time to just think about it and say, well, if he brought you this far, he'll take you further. So, and through the process of me going through this, there were 2 other people that had the same cancer I had,
okay.
and both of them are gone now.
Oh, wow.
And one of them is my goddaughter mom.
Oh, so it was really close to home.
Yeah, and the other one was a friend of me and Stefan. And she was stage 4. I'm just stage. I was just stage 2.
Okay.
And my goddaughter mom, she was stage 4 too.
Okay.
And she had a hysterectomy too, and she still passed away. So I had to just sit and say, well, it bothered me for a long time because it made me wonder. You complaining and questioning God when He still allowed you to be here. You
Mhm,
could have been going like everybody else,
mhm.
but just because you going through this little battle, that don't mean that you ain't His favorite. He just know that you strong enough to deal with it. If He would have gave it to somebody who wasn't strong enough, they probably wouldn't be here themselves.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, was there a specific moment during your journey that you realized, you know what? I'm really not fighting this alone. Like, I know that I'm the one going through treatments and, going through surgeries and all of that stuff. But like, I really, really got a tribe of people that's like got my back. You know how sometimes you have people be like, well, if you need anything, girl, you call me, you let me know. I'll be there for the kids. I couldn't do whatever it is. And then when it's time to place that phone call, there's excuses, 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 or either nobody shows up. And I realize sometimes when there's like a diagnosis of cancer or something like that, sometimes people just don't know what to say or how to
Yeah.
respond. So, we have to give people grace. But when was that moment in the midst of your battle when you was like, you know what, God, I don't understand the reason why I'm going through this, but I'm so thankful for the people and family surrounding me that's got my back.
So my first time going to chemo was on Halloween. And I had to go by myself because my husband had to work and my mom had to work that day. And when my husband got off work, he took the kids trick or treating. So when I drove home and I was so sick, and I told my husband, I said, I barely stayed woke driving home. I kept feeling tired and nauseated and everything. So he was like, from now on, you won't go by yourself. So from then on, if my mama isn't taking me, my brother, my husband, my sister-in-law, my daughter, and I got a cousin that drives from Atlanta just to take me to
Wow.
treatment. I've never went to one by myself. I've
See.
never went to one. And my goddaughter, when her mama passed away, she was like, okay, I'm home now, and I don't have to go back to work because I'm still on um bereavement. I'm gonna take you. So I was like, well, your mom just died. You may not want to sit in no, cancer place. She was like, Mom, Keisha, I don't care. Let's go. So we went, but I've always had someone there with me. I've always had it. And I've always felt blessed. Now with my mama, I have to drive there. She'll drive going back, but
Mm.
she ain't gonna drive there. But my husband, Stefan, will drive there and back. He never lets me touch the wheel. Nobody let me touch the wheel but my mama. Cause she be like, we got to split this drive to Charleston. We not gonna be doing it.
Yeah, because we're not trying to end up in a wreck or something else.
Yeah. My
But I
mama
got
drive
to
really
avoid
slow,
that.
so she be afraid a lot when she drives. So she be like, I don't know. But every time I went, like I have one coming up on Monday. My brother takes me to that one.
When it comes to your mindset, and again, because I know you personally, I know how strong you are. I think about us just playing Uno, how you don't even play when we play Uno. So when it comes to your mindset, how did you speak to yourself? Did you start to speak healing over your body? Did you know that you were going to be healed, or that you was going to come out on the other side better, than you were going in? How was your mindset during that time, and how did that affect, just the way that you spoke to yourself? Because sometimes when we're going through stuff, you say, "Well, Myra, how you doing?" I'll be like, "Girl, I'm good," or whatever. But internally,
Hmm.
I'm struggling. So did you ever have those moments where you was like kind of faking it till you make it, or were you able?
Oh, Ross, I do that a lot. I really do that a lot. Now the only time I'm not faking it is when I'm with my husband. Then I'm being my natural born self. But
Mhm.
when I'm around family and friends, I'm let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm at work. I'm still lively. I still talk my little trash, with my coworkers and stuff, and kiki. But when I'm around people, I try not to be that person that when it's like when you ask a person how they feeling, they give you a whole grocery list of every pain in their body. I refuse to be that person. Even if I don't feel good, you won't know it because I ain't gonna tell you. If you ask me how I'm feeling, I'm gonna say, "Girl, I'm good. You don't
Mhm.
see me looking good,"
And keep moving and
and
keep it.
keep it moving.
Yeah, no, I believe in that myself. Could be cracked and almost on the ground, but I'm still smiling. I'm still putting that lip gloss on, and it make
Right?
it, I make it. So when you were having those rough days, what did you say to yourself to keep yourself hopeful and to keep yourself pushing through? Because sometimes, when you go through treatment and then they start talking about surgery, and then you find out, oh, well, we got to do another surgery, or we got to do this. Sometimes on the journey, it seems like it's just one thing after another after
Hmm.
another. So what was something, or if there was a specific prayer or something that you prayed or said that kept you hopeful and kept you in the mindset to fight? Because I can imagine on them days when you just tired and you just like, look, I surrender. Like I don't have anything else left. Like, what in the world? What were some of the things that you said to keep yourself encouraged?
I Whenever I'm trying to uplift myself, I will revert back to a bunch of old school gospel songs,
Mhm.
and I will go on my little Because to me, I'm in concert, whether I can sing or not. But I'm gonna go in my little spot and I'm gonna sing to my heart desires until I feel that burden that I had in me, I feel it lifted. Or I feel those thoughts that I was thinking that I shouldn't have thought to myself. I'd be like, you know what? Go ahead somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because today is not the day. I have too much on my shoulders to worry about little petty little thoughts like this or to be feeling this type of way. Even if it's a lot going on around me with my family or my kids or, things going on in your household, I don't have the time to sit here and meddle in it. Because the time that I spend on that, I could have been spent on something positive about myself.
Yes. So, how did you redefine what strength meant for you during those times? Because, as a mom, as a wife, as a daughter, we have to sometimes save face and always be strong for the kids and make sure they're good and be strong for our parents, be strong for our siblings and everything. But in that moment of you being strong for yourself, what did that mean for you? Was it hard for you to be strong, and what did strength mean to you in that time? Because you can call somebody else and say like, girl, I'm praying for you and sending you love and good energy and prayers or whatever, but then when you standing in front of the mirror, how did strength look to Keisha from Keisha? So from yourself to yourself, how did your strength look for you?
My strength, it didn't waver and it wasn't much challenging because I was always taught that the deepest prayer you can have is the one that you give God from yourself. And even though everyone else is telling me that they're praying for me, the only prayer God is really trying to hear is from me to talk to him. Yes,
Yes.
he's listening to everybody else, but he wants me to say what I need to say to him. So
Yes.
he'll know what I want him to do for me. So that's what I constantly did. I always ask for strength. I always ask for him to show me, pour into me
Mm-hmm.
and
And
guide me where I need to be.
when you were talking about listening to old school gospel, I am the exact same way. And one song that I go to no matter what is I Don't Believe You Brought Me This Far to Leave Me.
Oh,
And if
yes.
I can't get the whole song out, Keisha, at least I'm going to sing that part, because that's like my affirmation. Like, no matter what's going on or whatever the case may be, I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. And I just think that just us as women of color and just with our heritage and thinking about our grandmothers and our family and stuff, and we good old country people,
Mhm.
wasn't nothing like that gospel. That gospel and hearing my grandma sing, or she would just hum, and just the humming.
Listen, I hum while I cook. I hum while I'm in the shower. My,
Yes.
my kids will hear me hum all around this house. And sometimes they be like, Mama, you humming that song wrong. I don't care. God know what I meant. God knew exactly what I meant. He heard it.
And that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Now, you've come such a long way. When you look at your life now, what does healing mean to you after having gone through what you went through?
Well, I'm still kind of going through it, but I'm back at going through it again. I'm just not as as heavy on it as I was.
Okay.
Uh they got the cancer out of my stomach, but now it's in my lungs.
Okay.
So I'm back on the train again. I'm just not heavy on the train like I was. I don't have to go through radiation and chemo. But I still don't see it as a burden to me. I feel like regardless of what I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna still just go ahead and move on about my day. It's not, this monkey ain't gonna stop no show. So
Yes.
in my mind, I'm here. Like my doctor ain't got to tell me nothing. Now when I climb these stairs remind me that I'm not here in this house. But when I'm walking around in my mind, I'm the regular Keisha from 2010. I'm good knees and all. Ain't nothing wrong.
I understand. So when they told you, because I know sometimes you have to go back every 6 months or so, for your scans and that kind of thing. And when they told you that they saw some activity in your lungs, what was your first thought? I mean, did you feel like, okay, I just got finished doing X, Y, and Z. Now,
And
Where's
even
this
give me
coming
a whole 6 months to put me right back on the train again. And I told my husband, when I found out about it, I said, you know what? I feel like God is trying to help me lose weight. He was like, why would you say that? He was like, why would you? He was like, you don't know what to say sometimes. I said, no, I feel like, and not even lose weight physically. I think sometimes he do things to you to show you and shed some things off of you
from? Yes.
that you holding on to. And I told him, I said, maybe there's this one of them time I'm not listening enough. I'm listening, but I'm not paying attention to what he's trying to tell me. And
Mm-hmm.
so until I learn my lessons, he's going to keep throwing them at me.
And you know what? I'm a firm believer, and people might think this sounds crazy, but just on my spiritual journey and just trying to work on healing and stuff within myself, I'm a firm believer that whenever I have an ailment, a cough, a pain, no matter what it is, now I've learned to sit with myself and say, okay, what's my body trying to tell me? What emotion am I holding on to? What do I need to release? What do I need to adjust? All of that stuff. So I believe that you saying that and coming to that realization is going to help you with your healing, because it's going to make your boundaries stronger. It's going to allow you to have a thicker skin where, I can care, but I got to care from over here. I can't be in the midst of what you got going on because I'm trying to get myself back together and get
Exactly.
so yeah, I believe that with
I done
everything.
lost friends while I was going through cancer. It showed me who was really a friend. Like all them girls' nights I used to have here and game nights I used to host and everything. When I stopped hosting them and I wasn't able to, nobody wanted to pick up the phone and say hello. Nobody wanted to come through.
Funny how that
But
happened.
but but when they thought I was healed completely, oh, girls' night back on tap. No, it's not.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
yeah.
It's not back on tap.
Your girls' night will never be the same again, because my whole thought process is, if you can't pick up the phone and just say, hey, check in. Sometimes me and my girlfriends, we just send a message. What you doing? Okay, that's it. It don't have to be a long drawn out conversation. It's just check in. Look me in my face. I know when my best friend was going through it, there was plenty of times that I didn't know what to say. And I know sometimes when she and I were talking, she'd be like, can we talk about something else? I don't want it just all be about me. Tell me about your life. Tell me about what's going on. I'm still alive. I still want to know, what's going on in the world, and kiki and do like we normally do. And I know that it can be hard, but still it's not a reason for you to like disappear. You know what I mean? And so it's a hard journey, and it's a hard lesson for you to find out. But in a way, I'm glad that you were able to find out, because that's helping you to release some of that burden, and that's showing you that you was carrying stuff that you ain't had no business carrying in the first place. So you can just go ahead and sit that down and continue on with your journey and your healing. That's the most important thing. That is the most important thing. So physically and emotionally and spiritually now, especially with finding out about the diagnosis of it being in your lungs, how are you doing? Like, are you still doing the same thing spiritually and just keep pushing?
Yeah, I'm still pushing.
And what about exercising and that kind of stuff? Have you been exercising, Keisha?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I'll go for a walk, but Stephon be wanting to run.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on now.
He's a runner. He be like, baby, let's just jog. Unless you plan on hooking me up to this little breathing thing they gave me.
Mhm.
But I'll walk, and I have like a stairmaster. My sister brought me so much exercise and stuff to do while I'm home that she declared me and her gonna be the same size next year. And behind walking up my stairs, I'd be like, that's enough for me. That's it. That's it.
But you know
I'm
what
tapped out.
what I love about Stephon and what I love about your family is they still giving it to you, like normal. They're not treating you with kid gloves. Everything is still the same. They still talking junk. He talking about, come on, let's go run. And I would have been like, now I wasn't running before, so I'm doggone sure not.
Come on.
Now, if you could go back and talk to the version of yourself who just got the diagnosis, what would you say to her now that you are where you are in this moment?
I would definitely hug her. I would definitely hug the Keisha from a couple years ago and let her know that all them fears she feeling now is gonna go down the drain.
Mhm.
She gonna be okay. She gonna beat this. And even with her beating it halfway through, she gonna beat it the rest of the way through. Because what I've learned is when people they give up so easily, that's when they go downhill. When
Yeah.
they allow themselves to allow the cancer to determine who they will be, that's
Mm.
when they just let go and they don't even care no more. Because the two people that passed away, they were all thinking about this cancer so hard that they didn't think about living.
Mm.
And I was telling my husband, I don't live to live. I don't live to exist. I live to live. So my purpose is not to just exist in the world. I'm gonna be more than just somebody that was walking around. You know what I mean? I'm gonna live my life. So whatever comes my way, I'm gonna deal with it, and I'm gonna see the brightness about it.
Yes, yes. I
So
love that what you said about I'm gonna live to live, like regardless of what comes up against me or whatever. And again, the song is playing in my mind, and I truly believe it's for you too. I don't believe he brought you this far to leave you. You know what I mean? And like Mama says, sometimes he does give the hardest battles to warriors, but sometimes I'm like, come on now. I just crossed off the other 10 things off my list. Like, this is really what we're doing. Come
another one, like DJ Khaled. I be like, Lord, another one and another one. Like you ain't had nobody else on this earth that you could have just looked at and said that they need that next.
on. So, for someone that's listening right now, and maybe they're sitting in the doctor's office and waiting on results, so just trying to survive another hard day, what would you tell them about finding strength in the middle of the fire?
They just have to encourage themselves. Don't People get so embedded, like I say, in the cancer or what they got going on. They don't look above what they're dealing with. They just look at what's in front of them. And sometimes you have to look towards the end and then not what's in front of you. So
Yeah.
your best bet is to not think about what you got to do. Don't think about, oh my God, I got to deal with this now. Think about, girl, when this is over with,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have a story to tell.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to tell that story.
Yes. 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 Yes.
So tell them to look forward to the storytelling part and not the once upon a time part.
That's right. So, what's the one truth that carried you through your battle with cancer so far? Like you were saying, you got to look towards the story part and not the battle part. What is one truth that you say to yourself, to get you through to the next thing? Because like sometimes if you go to the doctor and they say, "Oh, well, we're going to change this," or "We want to try to change that," or "Do this," what's the one thing that you say to yourself over and over to help you to push your way through to the next mark?
Whew. She should have a lot of conversations with herself. A lot. And I'm always telling myself to smile. Regardless of what my doctor tell me he gonna do or whatever procedure or plan they have for me, you can have that plan for me. And I can have a plan for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna wait on the plan that God shows me that He has for me.
Mm-hmm. Because he's the only one that knows. We appreciate all of the medication and the interventions and to do this and to do that and everything. But like you said, he has the final say. And so I think that you almost have to get to a place, and this is me going back to another gospel song, "It Is Well with My
Oh,
Soul."
I love that song too.
know and it truly truly has to be, because you hit the nail on the head when you said that you can't, when you get a diagnosis like cancer or any major illness, you can't stay there. You can't just cancel. That can't be all that you think about. You got to feel what you feel, deal with it, and move forward. Feel what you feel, deal with it, and move forward. Because if you keep staying stuck there and having a pity party, then the pity party is going to turn into something even more detrimental, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So now, is there anything that you're doing or any way that listeners can connect with you or follow your story, or I can give updates myself from time to time? I know you're on social media, but have you thought about setting up any kind of platform where people can like follow your story?
Usually my sister do a lot of my posting on TikTok. My sister, she take my pictures and stuff, and she'll do some with me. So mostly TikTok, because I'm on Facebook, but I'm not on Facebook like that. I'm on Facebook to talk about my Christmas.
Yes.
And nerds with my Christmas.
That's funny. Yes. And I know 'tis the season for you since July. You know, I know.
Yeah. So it's mostly TikTok. They'll see a lot of things that I might go through, or journeys I might take, or trips I might take, or anything.
Now,
Because cancer don't stop no trips, y'all. Y'all got to pay attention to that. You can still take your trips with cancer. I even brought a portable IV stand in case I needed it one day, because I told my doctor she ain't stopping my trips.
oh yeah, I know that's right. So now, I know that we're friends on TikTok, but how are you listed on TikTok for anybody that wants to follow you?
Hold up. I don't even know my TikTok name. At Lakeisha Brown 14.
Okay, so at Lakeisha Brown 14, that's where you guys can go to continue to follow her story and get strength and see her going on her trips. And I'm going to warn y'all, 'tis the season, honey, because my girl right here, she loves Christmas.
That's
She's
right.
been trying to get that Christmas stuff, the Christmas decorations out since summertime. So easing into it, she's going to be having everything listed, all things Christmas, which
everything
is a wonderful
Christmas.
thing. And I told you, I never take my Christmas tree down. I just change it for Valentine's.
Stefan won't let me do that. Stefan refused to let me do that.
But it's so peaceful, and it gives me just peace of mind just to sit in there, even if it's 100 degrees outside at night, and I just turn the lights on and have me a glass of wine and just relax. It's just relaxing to my soul. So tell him I'm gonna talk. We're gonna have a talk about that.
Okay, yeah.
We can make it to where it could be a year-round tree, and that way we won't have to worry about you having to pull out everything. The tree already be up, so tell him it'll make it a little bit easier on him. We'll spin it for you and get it taken care of.
Okay, all right.
Well, Lakeisha, thank you so much for sharing your heart, your faith, and your fire. Your courage is a reminder that strength isn't found and never failing is found in rising again and again and again. To everyone listening, remember, even in fire, you're not alone and you're not finished. I'm Myra, and this has been another empowering conversation on Moments with Myra. Until next time, keep walking through your fire with faith, courage, and grace. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Should've known, baby. Should've known, baby. Should've known, baby. Should've known. Should've known. It's your mind, it's your wave, it's your aura. Wanna get to know you. Wanna get to know you. By the way you work those hills, you'll be dressed to kill. Wanna get to know you. Wanna get to know. It's your mind, it's your wave, it's your aura. Wanna get to know you. Wanna get to know. By the way you work those hills, you'll be dressed to kill. Wanna get to know you. Wanna get to know. I'm digging your style. I love it when you smile. Any room you walk into, girl, you always shut it down. Got a cold bottle shape. When you walk, I see it shake. Wanna take it off display. Come and take a ride with me. Girl, if you just give me time, I'll enhance your mind. If I brought you flowers for no reason, would you mind? Make love just how you want it. Cook breakfast every morning. Before you go to work, we get it poppin', got you moaning. It's your mind, it's your wave, it's your aura. Wanna get to know you, wanna get to know you. By the way you work those hills, you be dressed to kill. Wanna get to know you, wanna get to know. It's your mind, it's your wave, it's your aura. Wanna get to know you, wanna get to know. By the way you work those hills, you be dressed to kill. Wanna get to know you, wanna get to know. I need you in my life, 'cause the way you make me feel, all these butterflies. I said I want you as my own, please let it be known I'm chasing you. 'Cause I'll follow you through heaven and hell just to be close to you. It's all I wanna do, 'cause you know it's your mind, it's your wave, it's your aura. Wanna get to know you, wanna get to know you. By the way you work those hills, you be dressed to kill. Wanna get to know you, wanna get to know you. It's your mind, it's your wave, it's your aura. Wanna get to know you, wanna get to know. By the way you work those hills, you be dressed to kill. Wanna get to know you, 'cause it's your, 'cause it's your. It's your mind, it's your wave, it's your aura. Wanna get to know you, wanna get to know you. By the way you work those hills, you be dressed to kill. Wanna get to know you, wanna get to know. It's your mind, it's your wave, it's your aura. Wanna get to know you, wanna get to know. By the way you work those hills, you be dressed to kill.